Live from downtown Detroit, home of WDIV and Click on Detroit, Local 4 News at 6 starts now.
The calm before a storm that could lead to power outages this weekend. A high wind watch is already in place for Saturday.
Police saw it as a woman who overdosed. Her family saw it as murder. So these sisters took it upon themselves to do some detective work of their own.
It felt like we were having to kind of sit back there and what about this, and kind of feed little, almost like lead the trail.
Now their brother-in-law is about to be sentenced for their sister's murder.
But we're going to begin here at 6 with an update on the breaking news we've been following at Plymouth Canton Educational Park.
The campus has been locked down as police investigated a possible threat. Mara McDonald is live, and Mara, dismissal of students was delayed several hours, but there's some movement now.
Well, Kimberly, yes, they're doing a staggered dismissal, and as you can see, we're sort of in the midst of a car parking lot here. This is a massive educational complex. They are taking the kids out school by school, class by class. So they're going to be here for a while in the midst of dismissal. This lockdown lasted about 3 hours here, and the students were texting their parents from inside saying, you know, Mom, Dad, we've been locked down in our classrooms. And what the kids saw were teams of law enforcement officers coming into their various classrooms and searching for a weapon. That is the threat that locked down this entire campus, the threat of somebody with a gun. Now, police are telling us that after a thorough search of the classrooms and of the children, they have found no weapon, there were no shots fired, and there were no injuries, which is music to the ears of these parents who have been waiting out here patiently for several hours. And, you know, in light of everything that has happened in this community lately, it has not been an easy wait. Take a look.
I'm teaching from home. I'm a teacher myself, and I was teaching virtually, and I just lost it because I thought about Oxford, and I thought about my baby. So I ended my class, and my husband said, just tell your kids, just you gotta go. And he took my phone. He said, anybody call you from now on, I'll answer the phone. And he said, you gotta be strong for her. I said, but as a mother, you know, we carried them. They're attached to us. Whether we like them or not, they're attached to us. And all I could think about was, Lord, please bring my baby home, okay? And I'm just so glad she's okay.
Back here live, I think a lot of parents feeling that out here tonight. And as far as the school district goes, they say that all athletics and all extracurriculars that were scheduled tonight here on campus canceled. We're live in Canton Township. I'm Mara McDonald, Local 4.
All right, we'll keep an eye on it there. All right, Mara. Now also breaking from the Michigan Health Department, the state reporting its first case of the Omicron COVID variant.
The health department was notified of a suspected case in Kent County on December 3rd and confirmed the variant today through genetic sequencing. Doctors say the variant may be more contagious and cause severe illness. All right, now to the case that captured the nation's interest. A local mom killed by heroin put in her cereal.
Man found guilty of her murder, her husband, Jason Harris, who is going to be sentenced tomorrow morning. It took years for police to investigate and charge Harris.
So what are the behind-the-scenes details? Let's bring in Local 4 defender Karen Drew with an interesting twist in this case, Karen.
Well, Kim and Devin, that guilty verdict is due in part to sisterly love. Christy Thompson, Harris's sisters, didn't buy their brother-in-law's story that their sister overdosed, so they decided to do a little detective work themselves.
They're sisters, Patricia Hutchinson, a manufacturing engineer, Katrina Sharon, a mortgage auditor. But the past few years, these two have had another job. They've been investigating their sister's murder.
A healthy 36-year-old who doesn't wake up is not ordinary. That should have been suspect from the get-go, and it wasn't. So we had to fight for her.
The story made headlines all around the country. Jason Harris convicted after his wife's breast milk helped prove he laced his wife's cereal with a lethal dose of heroin. But that verdict came 7 years after Christy Thompson Harris died. Why so long? Well, Davison police didn't consider the mother of two's death a murder. That is, until Christy's sisters started nosing around.
And I'm not a detective, but I mean, I looked up more than I've ever looked up before.
Their first concern, how the crime scene was handled the day their sister's body was found inside her Davison home. Remember, her death was deemed an accidental drug overdose.
As soon as my sister's body left the house, Jason had access to his home, and the officer left when she left.
Then there is their sister's breast milk. The family kept telling police to check Christy's milk. It would show she was not doing drugs. No tests were run.
They had information at their fingertips that they ignored within the first 48 hours.
More than 6 years passed, no action by authorities. The family filed a civil suit. And again, it was the sisters doing some of the investigating.
Because the police kept saying, we don't know if he got the heroin, where did he get it? So I was engulfed in this world of drugs that I did not take a part in at all and didn't know anything about.
Patricia and Katrina tracked down friends and old co-workers of Jason Harris, looking for any tidbit of information they could find. Then, the frozen breast milk they had saved from their sister was the turning point. It was finally tested and clean of drugs, leading to the conviction of Harris.
I mean, it was for my sister. I know she didn't use drugs.
It would later come out in court that Harris gave his wife Christy a bowl of cereal that night she died, and that cereal was laced with a lethal dose of heroin.
It's surreal just because we've been fighting so long that it's almost like I don't know what to do now. Like, how do you close this chapter?
The local 4 defenders reached out to Davison police and the Davison city manager. No one was willing to talk to us about the case and why the department didn't do more in terms of investigating at the very beginning.
I just don't want anyone else to have to go through this. People do not deserve this.
While the sisters accomplished what they wanted, finding the truth, it doesn't bring back their sister, Christy.
And it's hard to have kids because she doesn't get to meet them. She doesn't get to see them.
So very hard. Jason Harris, by the way, he will be sentenced tomorrow morning in a Flint courtroom. I'm going to be in that courtroom. I'll be talking with the family as well after that sentence is handed down.
So how are the children in this case? We know he has 2 daughters. What's the story with them now?
Well, they've tried to keep them out of the spotlight, which is understandable. But I have to tell you, the grandparents now are in a guardianship fight. So they're fighting over the children. The parents, Christy's parents, they spent their entire life savings in retirement to help with this investigation. So now they don't have money. They're trying to do a GoFundMe so they can help take care of these kids. It's a mess. They do have a GoFundMe page. I put that on clickondetroit.com if anybody wants to help these grandparents.
Great. Yeah. Right, Karen.
Well, we got some good news today that the last of the Oxford shooting survivors still hospitalized has been moved out of the ICU at St. Joseph Mercy, Oakland.
And another of the survivors is now a part of a $100 million lawsuit filed against Oxford school officials and educators. There, in fact, are 2 such lawsuits. We bring in defender Sean Lay live with what they're claiming and why they're likely just the beginning. Sean.
Devin, these are both lawsuits here, federal and state, on behalf of a 17-year-old Oxford high school senior shot in the neck last Tuesday. And you're right, we're told by legal watchers, this is just the beginning.
If any cynical human being says, oh, it's for the money, how do you think things get done in this country?
Attorney Jeffrey Feiger bringing a $100 million state and federal lawsuit against Oxford school officials, counselors, and teachers who had contact with Ethan Crumley before last week's shooting. Filed on behalf of the daughters of Jeff and Brandy Franz. Bella Franz, who was right next to her sister Riley when Riley was shot in her neck.
But there's 4 that will never, as you know, go home. And there'll be another visitation tonight and another funeral tomorrow. And something has to be done about it. Something. And we're doing something. We're taking action now.
So what happens next?
I expect that there's going to be more and more lawsuits. This case has been dominating the headlines and the news.
Local 4 legal analyst Neil Rockheim not only expects the district to face more lawsuits from families impacted by the shooting, he expects the district, with its attorney, to ask a judge to throw the suits out.
And their lawyers are going to file a response, and the lawsuit should be dismissed based upon governmental immunity. I think, quite candidly, that will be a very unpopular decision.
It is only through the actions of these parents and others like them that something might get done.
Back here live, still no response yet from Oxford Schools or its attorney about today's $100 million lawsuit. Again, legal watchers like Neil Rockine saying it's just the beginning. We're live tonight. Sean Lay, Local 4, back to you.
Okay, Sean, thank you. And a reminder, the funeral for Justin Schilling is tonight at 7 p.m. We've been asked to live stream the service in light of COVID concerns. If you'd like to watch, we'll have a link on the homepage at clickondetroit.com.
We have some significant changes coming our way in the weather.
High impact is how Paul has been describing what's in store this weekend, Paulie.
Yep, not today and not tomorrow during the daylight hours. In fact, if you were watching radar on our app this afternoon, much of what you were seeing was either evaporating or sublimating before it reached the ground. So most of us had a dry day. There was a little bit of snow that did reach the ground in the northern thumb. But again, that's all moving out as you just saw. So we have a dry evening ahead. Temps basically in the mid-30s right now. Upper 30s, though, at Monroe, where it's 38 degrees. And it's going to pretty much stay in these mid-30s through the evening hours. And again, it should be basically dry. Now, again, high impact weather is coming. We're talking about December thunder. We're talking about power outages possible on Saturday. We're talking about breakfast in the 50s, dinner in the 30s on Saturday. There are just a lot of moving parts in this forecast, a lot to talk about. I'm going to break it down in great detail for you coming up in just a few minutes.
All right, Paul. Well, are we approaching a vaccine standstill? In spite of the recent surge and repeated pleas from hospitals and healthcare workers, there remains a significant portion of the population that does not plan to get vaccinated. Experts say the personal choice continues to raise the public risk.
It's a little like driving through a red light if you're unvaccinated. You accept some risk, but you put others at risk.
The threat of serious illness and death have not been convincing enough, according to the Kaiser Family Foundation. 1 in 5 adults still say they definitely won't get a COVID shot.
We have tried everything from, public relations to incentive offers to just having people see what's happening in our intensive care units, and we still have that reluctant group of individuals that just won't get vaccinated.
Politics plays a role, with 31% of Republicans saying they definitely won't get the vaccine, compared to just 2% of Democrats.
The virus doesn't care which political party you voted for. It's happy to infect everyone.
As the green bar on the right shows, the percentage of American adults refusing the shot has hovered around 15% since last December.
One of the things that might persuade some people is if here and there across the country, different jurisdictions, cities, states, make vaccines obligatory to go into certain public spaces.
People also tend to be persuaded when the virus hits home.
When this affects them, when it affects their family members, I do believe that people do have a change of heart. They see things differently when it affects them.
But that's a gamble doctors don't advise taking.
Experts say the looming threat of the even more contagious Omicron variant has spurred some people to get vaccinated and even more to get boosters. Last week, 12.5 million shots were given. That is the highest weekly total we've seen since May, which is a hopeful sign.
Social media platforms are making big promises about protecting young people, but is it enough? We'll hear from a children's health expert next.